let's see how this goes. It's been a while since I've done a live stream on this channel, so bear with me. Hopefully the audio is set up correctly, and we'll be able to roll into the subject matter pretty soon. But until then, if you're here, let me know. I'll probably cut this down after the fact. But I just wanted to really catch everyone up on what's going on, so we'll give people a few minutes to get in here, and for whoever's available or not available, if you're watching this later, thank you. Appreciate you. But no, I want to catch people up on stuff and make sure that we're all on the same page. I can't share everything because I'm still kind of working some stuff out that I don't want to put everything out there that I have. But I definitely want to talk with you guys because it's been far too long. So here I am. If you got any questions for me, leave them in the chat. Oh, hey, we got Chris in here. Hey, Chris. Brandon, good to see you. Holy buckets. All right, well, yeah, how have you guys been? Tell me what's going on. Like I said, I'll cut this down in post so that whoever is here for the update doesn't have to hang around. But how you guys doing? All is well in your neck of the woods. How's the audio, by the way? I set this up, like I said, this is very impromptu. Got my mic and webcam, so it's not anything too fancy. But I guess while we wait, I can, because I want to get as many people in here as possible. While we wait, I just wanted to, I guess I can update you on the filmmaking stuff that I'm involved in. So that's been going pretty well. I've worked on past several months here. Oh, Chris, here we go. I've been good. Running around town, getting signed in for... Oh! Surgical tech program. Very neat. Well, hey, this is medical-related subject matter today, so... Voice of an angel. Why, thank you. Thank you, Brandon. Oh. Glad you've been well, though, Chris. That's good to hear. No, film stuff is going well. I've got some new equipment, so that's been fun to mess around with. But also, wedding season slowed down now in the Midwest here, because obviously it gets cold. And so a lot of weddings don't happen in the wintertime. But I've worked on, three features this year. 3 different features. One was only for a day, but I still count it. And one of them is actually airing today. I guess, wow, what a day for the stream to happen, because if you want to, I worked on this project called Rescuing Christmas, and it just released today on Hallmark Now, I believe is what it is. So I hear from the producer that you can sign up for a free trial, and so you can go check it out there. But I was a production assistant on that. They had me running all over Duluth, Minnesota, and it was just a great crew, all in all. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, no, the production was a blast to work on, and dude, it kind of just skyrocketed me into a direction. Like, when you start in the film industry, at least from my experience, it's so overwhelming at first because there's so many different routes that you can go down. And so being a production assistant, I'm an advocate for get in as a production assistant and kind of just, when you have the opportunity to talk to all the different departments, take that chance and run with it. Ask all those questions, get involved, because that way you can learn from those people, and you can kind of get an idea of how you could work in each one of those departments, or if you'd like it, right? If you'd like to be a camera op, or if you would like to be a sound individual, or if you'd like to be a grip or gaff, or an electric, or, all these different roles that are involved on set. Production assistant's a great way to get in. So, yeah, it was awesome working around in Duluth, and we actually filmed in the same neighborhood that our apartment's in, and yeah, dude, it was great way to get to know the area too. But yeah, film stuff's going good. That was kind of the highlight of my year, honestly, working on Rescuing Christmas, because it was the biggest production I'd been on. And then after that, it was just working at the news station that I work at. And yeah, I'm doing that too, news station. There's so much that I haven't included in the videos, just for sake of time and our own personal struggles financially, that I just haven't been able to make videos like I used to. So I want to get back to it, but I guess we can get into kind of the subject of today, which for me, not just Rescuing Christmas. That's awesome. Should have thought of that when I started. Like, oh, dang, that's a great thing to kind of bring out here and promote. But also, the main reason that I wanted to just broadcast is because I feel like I've left you guys behind, and I'm really kicking myself for that, because you guys have helped me through so much. This channel has been amazing for me and my growth, not only in my health and wellness, but also just to help me grow as an individual, to grow in my craft, right? So I felt really bad not saying anything, not being here, and it's been weighing heavy on me lately. Main reason for not being here, not being as present on the channel, is at this point highly health related, ironically, because I know the channel's about health, but I am also doing my business on the side, which has been a lot of wedding videography, and I have editing that I'm doing right now. But I also wanted to just get back on the horse of working out and like eating right, and because I know that I had let that go through the financial hardship, that it was something I struggled with, and I had said in previous videos that I'd put on weight. That has not stopped. The weight has not stopped. The health aspect of it, I have tried. And I thought that some of the symptoms I was experiencing were from the weight gain and the lack of focus on health. So I thought by getting back into that again, by being active and by eating right and, you know, implementing all the things that I know, because now we don't have the hardship of finance bearing down on us like we once did. I thought that those symptoms would go away. Well, I tried. I tried for a good month and a half of consistently going to the gym, eating right, and I was getting stronger. I was feeling like I was gaining muscle, but the weight wasn't slipping away like it normally would. I don't think the weight's ever slipped away easily for me. But oh, hey there, Weeping Blade. Good to see you in the chat. But the weight has not been slipping away at all. It's basically just stagnant. And then the symptoms that I was experiencing, which I'll go and get into in a minute, didn't go away. And so even though I was eating right, even though I was working out and I was in a calorie deficit, I still felt terrible. It's not supposed to work like that. And I know that it's not supposed to work like that because I've had success in the past and I've been fine and I've felt better. So let me take you guys back to February of this year. This was before Rescuing Christmas, the show. This was before everything, right? Everything in the film industry, everything before the weddings. February, I got neurovirus, which is also commonly called the winter vomiting disease or something like that. Worst illness I think I've ever had. Like, I've had COVID, and for me, it beat COVID. So it was pretty bad. Just stomach cramps to the nines, and constipation and headaches and sore throat and like everything, nausea, vomiting, all that. It was terrible. And so I was this close to going in, but I didn't have insurance at the time, health insurance, because I was doing my business stuff and working part-time. And so I was like, well, we really financially can't afford me to go in either. But that's beside the point. Got sick, got healthy, so I recovered from it, but I felt like I had never fully recovered. Ever since then, I've been dealing with off and on headaches, off and on like heat, which all of these symptoms, by the way, have progressively gotten worse, or changed in some way. And so I've been dealing with like on and off heat, where like I'll feel warm, but I don't run a temperature. I'm not running a temperature at all. It doesn't register. And I always just thought, well, maybe it's because I got sick and I had put on some weight. And so it's because I said it's because I wasn't eating right. It's because I got sick, and like I got sick probably because I wasn't staying healthy. I wasn't watching what I was eating as well. And so I thought, well, whenever I can get the chance to get back into a gym, when I can afford that again, and like whenever I get the chance to really watch what I'm eating, because I'm not on these sets, I'll take a month or so and I'll crack down and I'll get back into these really healthy habits. And so I pushed it off. And I said, it'll get better. Well, I had a chance to try to eat better on Rescuing Christmas, actually, because they were providing the meals, but I was working out. Dude, let me tell you, working on Rescuing Christmas had me huffing. I almost every day until the end, because it was 3 weeks of that. And I'll tell you what, by week 2, middle of week 2, I was starting to feel the benefits of that really hard work. And so I was feeling better, but I would still get hit with these headaches. And one day I actually got a bloody nose too. I don't get bloody noses, so that was weird. That hasn't happened again. But yeah, no, I've had issues with headaches, and then after Rescuing Christmas, especially, it started to get worse with just having these bouts of tiredness. So like I would just midday crash. Couldn't help it. I didn't know why. That wasn't normal for me. Like I have sleep apnea, but I have my setup. And so then I thought, well, maybe it's something with my equipment. And so I got all new equipment, got all new parts, and put that together. And I said, well, it was a little old. It helped, I felt. And so I continued on with that. But again, our finances still weren't great, and I didn't have insurance. So continued to just push off the problem, because I'm like, it'll get better. I just got to keep eating right. I got to keep on track. And I did. I got better, but I didn't get better. I felt worse. And so that's when, after wedding season finished, Emily's down here in Jasper. I'm like, finally, all right, I'll go join her, and I'll get the gym membership, and I'll just crush it. I'll just crush it in the gym. And I will have a consistent routine schedule. And after a month and a half of that, it got worse. I developed new symptoms. Now that I was stronger and I was doing everything right, and I was in a calorie deficit, and I had lost a little bit. I think I lost like 5 pounds or so. I felt worse. I felt worse after doing that, because now I couldn't breathe as well at night. For some reason, like now I'm having respiratory problems. I'm like, why am I having respiratory problems? Didn't have that symptom before. So my breathing is more laborious. Is it? I don't know if that's the right word, but it's more of a struggle to breathe. Not a good thing to have happen late at night or anytime, really. I mean, you need air. It essentially felt like someone stripped the oxygen out of the air. And I noticed that it correlated usually with how intense my workout was. So the more I killed it in the gym and did awesome in the gym, the worse I felt and the less I could breathe at night. Didn't make sense. Like I was getting strong and everything. Like I could say it 20 times over. That's just where we're at. So finally I'm like, all right, month and a half. I think I need to call it. I need to go in. Still didn't have insurance at this time. But I said, well, I have some money saved up in an HSA. Let's go in. Let's just get let's get some blood work done, because that's stuff that I can't do, right? I can't do blood work on my own. I'm very independent when it comes to my health. And so I can't do blood work on my own. So I go in to a place here in Jasper, and I meet up with the doc, and I tell the doctor, like, hey, this is what's going on. Share everything that I just shared with you. Oh yeah, at one point I thought maybe it was allergies. I didn't know. We were throwing something at the wall until it stuck is what we were trying to do. And then got some blood work done, and nothing really showed up. Nothing really showed up. The only thing that showed up was like a slightly higher, I mean, I don't want to go into this too much because I'm still not insured. Still not insured, and I'm not diagnosed with anything at this time. I'm trying to get insured. If anyone has tips on how to speed up that process, because I've submitted my application, because I'm a resident of Minnesota, so I submitted it in Minnesota, and I've just been waiting. I've been waiting, and I've still been dealing with all of these symptoms that make weight loss nearly impossible. It's very much a struggle. And Emily and I have some theories, we're pretty certain we know what it is, but we're not doctors. And so therefore we want to go to a specialist to just verify that our theory, our hypothesis is correct. And if it is, it's going to lead to some procedures. So I need to get insurance, but I think I'm clear on the vagueness of this. But I mean, the larger conversation here that I'd like to have regarding all of this stuff is if it is what we're theorizing. If it is, this issue was something that could have been caught years ago, my friends. And it is something that research is coming out that it could hinder weight loss. I cannot tell you how frustrating that will be if that is the case, because this is something I've been fighting my entire journey. All these videos here on YouTube, I've been pushing through, and this thing has been fighting me all the way. Years ago, it could have been caught. And you know what? This is a larger part of something I want to go deeper into, is just looking into our healthcare system, because everyone's so focused on darn insurance. And I'll tell you what, insurance has its own set of problems. But the institutions that be, the hospitals and all this stuff, there is stuff in place that the more I learn about labs, the more I learn about the labs department in a hospital where Emily works, right? God is so good that he placed her in my life, because she knew all these tests. I didn't know all these tests. And we had them independently ordered, because I'm not naming any names. I'm not saying any doctors, but my doctor wouldn't order these. He wanted me to get a chest x-ray. A chest x-ray. When a majority of my symptoms have been headaches and headaches and heat, right? Those are my two main symptoms, headaches and heat. And he wanted a chest x-ray. Yo, Caleb, dude, good to see you. Oh man. So yeah, I mean, and once we kind of had ideas of what it might be, we ordered the tests that we thought fit what we saw in the initial blood work. We did that. Why the doctor didn't do that, I don't know. Why he said, well, let's do the chest x-ray first. And I think that there's a larger problem here that needs to be discussed over just health insurance. So yeah, dude, me too. Yeah, I really need to. that's where my frustrations now lie, is the fact that I've gone through several doctors who had access to this information, the same information that I have access to, that Emily has access to, that we both looked at. And I am ready and willing to share the information, not of the doctors per se, but just the information from the labs, because I don't even think it's the doctor's fault for the most part. I think it's more an educational lacking on what the labs can do and how to look at the labs. But I'm probably going to do a whole different video on that subject at some point. So we'll see. We'll see. But it's been really demoralizing for myself being in this circumstance, because I'm seeing the weight come back on, and it's something that I have fought against for years, and I am seemingly hopeless to do anything in this moment until I get insured and get this problem taken care of. Because sometimes when I go to the gym, I feel better. Sometimes when I go to the gym, I feel worse. And then if I work out too much in the gym, I can't breathe. And so then it limits how much I can do in the gym. And then sometimes if I am a lazy slug that sits around and does nothing all day, I feel better. Sometimes it makes me feel worse. And sometimes when I overconsume, I feel better. Sometimes when I don't consume enough, I feel better. But also both those things make me feel worse. It's kind of a difficult place to be in. And it makes weight loss very difficult. Because we all know it's about those calories in, calories out. And when you have a hard time being able to regulate that based on other symptoms, like this heat that I experience, or the headaches in particular, the tiredness, dude, I get conked out on the bed at noon sometimes. It's crazy. It's mind blowing to me how much this has knocked me down. Oh man, my bones are cracking. I forgot about the body aches for a second. I got body aches. My bones are cracking at night. It ain't good. Yeah, basically. Basically. That's a good way of putting it. So yeah, that's about all I got to update you guys on when it comes to my health. And as soon as I get insured, I'm actually starting to think about, like, okay, my application and stuff is in for insurance. And so, like, at this point, if I time it right, I should be able to set up the appointment like a week or two out, hopefully. And then by the time the insurance gets cleared, then I can go to the appointment and have insurance. But we'll see. We'll see how that all lands. Oh, man. But yeah, so when it comes to my health, that's what's going on. Insurance is the big thing, but like I said, it's really hard because I feel like I'm watching my weight progress slip away, and I feel helpless to do anything about it. So dude, yeah, Weeping Blade, that's what I'm talking about. Why, like, the health problems in this country, at least if you're in America, I'm in America, right? Health problems in this country are, like, it's mind-boggling to me, because Emily and I supposedly solved my problem from the labs that we pulled independently, right? That we were able to get independently because of her connections, honestly. And so, like, why is it not faster? Why can't it be faster? I don't know. But this is part of my ramblings, I guess. Yo, hey, how's it going? Dude, good to see ya. But yeah, I don't know why like labs and stuff aren't more well known by, it seems, doctors. Because something I looked back in the past too is, like I said, if this is what it is, it could have been caught sooner. And a doctor I had in the past, she was good and all, but I don't know why the lab, she checked for vitamin D. I had a vitamin D deficiency. I think I've talked about this before. I had an extreme vitamin D deficiency. That was the only lab she had run. Vitamin D. That was it. We didn't do the full comprehensive metabolic panel. And in my opinion, anyone who is in the situation I'm in, which is, what do you think a metabolic panel is for? It's probably for metabolism, right? You would think any patient that comes in that's over a certain threshold of obesity, why wouldn't you run a metabolic panel? Believe it or not, that's only been run 4 times in my life, 2 of which we did recently. So 2 other times in my life, a metabolic panel has been run. I'm 28 years old. How is that the case? And how many times have I gone into a doctor and I've said, hey, I need help losing weight. And what do? Oh, well, here's a pamphlet on losing weight and like, good luck. And then they send you out the door. I don't know if I've ever told my experience with doctors here on the channel because I've got a rough history of not feeling like I've gotten much assistance. There's one story in particular that pops into mind, and it's when I think I was in college, and I had just gotten like my CPAP stuff, and so I'm like, okay, cool, I can finally like try to tackle my health a little more because I have more energy to do so. And so I went in and I said, hey, I've really struggled with weight my entire life. I've always been morbidly obese. Please help me out, right? Like, is there a specific program that we can go through, or is there something more that I can do with you guys to like do weekly, monthly check-ins or something? And he's like, oh yeah, well, we got this program and we'll give you a call on it, right? Have you checked your thyroid? Oh, hey, someone's a doctor up in here. No. My thyroid was checked. If anyone can guess what it is, I'm not going to say it today, but if anyone can guess what the theory is, you earn my special star of respect. I don't know. So anyway, yes, thyroid has been checked. And actually that was something that was checked when I was a kid too. So good on my doctors for checking it back then. But there's other stuff, especially related to my symptoms now, that it's. Anyway, I won't want to go too far into it, but I had a doctor tell me that I have an odd body shape and that I should lose some weight. The doctor ended up moving a few months after the visit. Wow. Yeah, dude. And that's the experience, right? That's kind of what we get with doctors in America, at least how I feel. It's like, especially on the issue of obesity, every time I've gone into the doctor, it's almost like they dismiss, and I don't want to generalize all doctors, because I do think that there are doctors out there doing good work, but I have been through 3, 4. This will be my 5th doctor. One of the 5, I felt like actually cared and looked past my weight and tried to help me past that, and didn't just look at my weight and say that's the problem. So let me check WebMD real quick. Yeah. the place to cause much anxiety, right? WebMD. But yeah, so back to my story. I was talking about how I went in and I asked for like specific help on losing weight. That was the doctor that handed me the pamphlet and said, hey, here's a pamphlet, and then we'll give you a call back on that program that I talked about. I said, cool. I waited 3 days, didn't hear back. Waited a week, didn't hear back. So I called them on that Monday and I said, hey, you guys were going to call me back about some sort of program. And the receptionist, whoever I got, I don't even know who it was at this point. This was years ago. She's like, yeah, we said we'd call you. And I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, we'll call you back. Okay. And I'm like, okay. Hung up and never heard from them again. Don't know what happened to that process. Don't know where my information went on that, but that was one of the times that like I was just that was the moment that for me I realized, okay, I'm on my own. I've got to handle this. This is my responsibility and no one else is going to help me through it. So God help me, take me to the end to get me there, Lord, because I can't do it. Yeah, just wow was right. This was a specialist from an autoimmune disorder as well. Wow. Well, that's good. I'm glad that you have a good doctor now. Like I said, they're out there. They're out there. I definitely have met, I at least had one in my life, right? But this is where I talk about like the education for doctors too, because the one that I felt like was really good, on the back end, they didn't order anything past a vitamin D test. I don't understand why. Like, why didn't we order more? Now I've got you guys. That's right, Brandon. Now I've got this beautiful channel, and you have the doctors who denied me to thank for it. But ultimately, like, I think that's the problem is some of these doctors, when they see a larger person who comes in. Whoa, we got Mark in here. You know, I kind of took the greater authority, Mark. Good to see you though, bud. We need to catch up. We need to get in a chat and talk about what's going on. I haven't seen you in forever. I know you're busy with the kid and all, but that's why I'm making it a little longer live stream too. Make sure. Move more, eat less. Always the same. Duh. Yeah, exactly. Like that's all a doctor ever says to you, and it's the least helpful advice. It's like not helpful at all. And then they never schedule you or get you to someone else who is more. That's the other thing. It's like they never push you. At least for me, I need to stop using these general terms. But for me, they never pushed me toward another direction to get help, even when I asked for it. So it was just crazy. There's really a limitation to what doctors are good at. And if you're dealing with a rarer issue, those doctors aren't good at recognizing. Yeah, no, I think that's fair. And I want to cut doctors some slack because I get it. There's a lot out there, and I think that we're under. I think there's a lack of doctors. I think I remember hearing something about that. And so, if you have a lack of doctors, that means that these doctors have a lot of patients coming in, and it's going to be really hard to catch something, especially something that's minute, for a patient that you have that comes in, especially when, but this is also what's wrong with preconceived notions. Just like I'm not trying to generalize here, doctors shouldn't have preconceived notions on, oh, it's a larger person, therefore it must just be their weight. Like, you have to try to do your best as a doctor to just eliminate that stereotype, I guess. Is that what that would be? Stereotype? But I feel like I have some of the best doctors in the world. Well, that's great, dude. Maybe I'll come there. maybe I'll make a trip over to you, Brandon. But yeah, I don't want to generalize doctors, and I don't think that doctors should generalize me. I guess that's the phrase here. That's what I'm going with. But yeah, I'd love to do a deeper dive video on this, just talking about some of these issues. Just to kind of bring light to it, you know? Has a knife in the back of his head. Doctor, yeah, you should lose some weight. Yeah, and some of them I feel like are that obvious. But it's unfortunate that that's the state that it's come to. But I think that's because, again, there's so many patients coming in that the quicker they can turn them around, you know, and get the next guy through the door. It took me a week just to get in to see this doctor. So, yeah, I don't know. But something's got to change, because you have people living with these things. If I would have gone the conventional route of trying to solve this problem, I'd probably be dealing with it for another year or two or more, right? Because it's just no doctor. I have family members who have gone through a similar problem with doctors where you kind of research it and you look into it and you think, oh, well, it could be this. Can you just run the test for me? And they won't run the test. I've had family members have to switch doctors just so they can get a test ordered. That's crazy to me. Like, why? Like, if I'm paying for it, what does it matter if you think it's a waste of time? I'm paying you to help me run this test, get this ordered, right? And it's no skin off your back, especially as the doctor. It's like you're sending it to the lab. Again, I've kind of got an insight on how some of this stuff works now with Emily in my life, because she works in that department. She works in the lab. I'll have room for you. Oh, good to hear, Brandon. Very much mixed bag, and okay. Being in a rural town, as well as a greatly... This heart symbol is in the way of my reading here. I need to expand it. There we go. Let's make it this whole thing. All right. Being in a rural town as well has greatly decreased the quality of doctors since I moved from the city. Ooh, that's an interesting matter right there. Because I grew up in a more rural area. I also had to deal with insurance companies denying tests for no reason. Yeah, dude, that's the other side of it too. And that's like I said, insurance is definitely in the conversation here. I don't want to completely negate that from this. But a majority of my problems, like, insurance is definitely its own battle in my head. Because that's a battle over cost and the fact that, oh man, don't get me started on insurance, because I feel like they're such leeches. It's like, what service do you provide, really? Because here's the kicker, right? For all these years, I paid into insurance under my different employers. I've probably had several different agencies in that time. Actually, I know I've had several different under these different employers. I paid hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to them at this point. And now, the one time I decided to go out and forge my own path and, go down this route of filmmaking that's more entrepreneurial and more contract based, now I don't have the insurance. And so why did I throw them these thousands of dollars when I could have just put that in a bank somewhere? Thank goodness I had my HSA that I had put money into during that time as well, because that HSA money is what got me to where I'm at today, and the fact that I could try to hypothesize and then get to the point where now we can go and see a specialist in the area we think I need to go. But if I wouldn't have had that HSA money, I wouldn't be able to go to the doctor, right? Like all this stuff. But that was my own money put away. And now this same insurance is making deals with the hospital to just jack up the prices so everyone needs insurance. It's wild. So it's healthcare has a myriad of issues, insurance being one of them. And then I think the other side of it is lack of doctors and lack of education for those doctors when it comes to labs. I don't know. Maybe I'll find out more as I look into making something a little bigger and more put together on this topic. But all I know is the people that join the healthcare industry, they want to be there to help. I think a majority of them want to be there to help. No, I don't have any right now. Mark, I applied. I am waiting. If you know, actually, Mark, if you know any other options other than the public option for LLCs, because this is the thing, I'm sure that for you guys, your wife is probably on your insurance, I'm guessing. But I don't have that option right now. So I need to go the public route unless there's another option, or if anyone knows, is there a different option for owners of an LLC to go for in insurance? Everything I've found out there is you just go with the public option, or you go through what's called like the public market, and so it's all through the government sites. But yes, I don't have any right now. And so I've paid everything out of pocket, which surprisingly has not been too expensive. Ironically, I probably would have paid the same with insurance because I had a self-pay discount. at the hospital I went to. So, yeah. But anyway. No, I don't know if I have too much for you guys other than that. Like I said, film stuff is going good. I just wish that I had more energy because the biggest struggle right now is I have one more wedding video to edit. I finished one. I'm just waiting to hear back from the bride and groom on if it's good to post to my channel. Yeah, it's in progress. Only other thing I know of is something like medical cost sharing program. Yeah, and if it's going the route that I think it's gonna go for what I think it is, my condition, it's gonna be expensive. So I gotta get insurance of some sort. Nothing diagnosed yet. Just need to be clear on that. But yeah, trying to finish this other wedding and enjoy the holidays as much as I can while I watch my weight stagnate or go up or go down. Probably not go down. Probably not go down. As much as I want to try to do that, it's very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Because like I said, it's more or less trying to combat the symptoms that I'm experiencing. The headaches, the heat, the body aches, the cracking, the breathing, all the above. And that's also why I did a live stream today, by the way. I did a live stream because that way I don't have to use that energy to edit. I can just update you guys because I feel like it's long overdue and let you know what's going on. So, yo, dude, long time no see. How's it going? Yeah. I'm glad I'm still in the fight too. I'm trying. That's the hardest part though. I'm very much, like I talked about, someone who has been, my health is in my control. And at this point, it's in the control of institutions. It's really hard for me to just give that up. I want to believe that there's something more I can do, but the most I can do is like ibuprofen, Tylenol, but I don't want to do that all the time. And even that doesn't help all the way. I still have the heat and ways tired. It hits me out of nowhere too. It's crazy. But yes, hopefully not too much of the weight comes back. And I can keep on fighting past whatever it is that I believe this to be. And I promise you guys, if I'm silent for months on end, like I have been, it's not because I'm gone. I am just trying to keep on keeping on. And maybe these streams will become a more frequent thing. Maybe I'll make it because that way I don't have to put the energy into editing. I can keep focused on the tasks at hand, and get better. Because until I get better, this is going to be really tough. Any work is going to be really tough. But yeah, I think that wraps it up. If you guys have any questions for me, go ahead and leave them in the comments section. I'll probably, I don't know, maybe I probably won't chop this down. Maybe this will be up for a bit and then I'll take it down. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with this right now. All I know is I needed to update you guys, let you know what was going on, and share with you how much I appreciate your support. And I promise you that I will be back. I will be posting more frequently in the new year as soon as I get healthy. As soon as I get this issue taken care of. But until then, I need to finish this wedding video. I need to put all my energy into that and into getting insured and to getting help, because as we discussed in this whole broadcast, it's very hard to get help from the healthcare system. It's very hard, and immediate help is very hard to get. So with that, I will bid you guys adieu. And just keep me in your thoughts and prayers. That's all I ask. Thank you, yeah. So, all right. Signing out. Till next time. Oh, have a wonderful week and a wonderful new year. How about that? Bye, guys.